Hello, welcome back to Cozy Talks. This is my favorite time of the week. This is our Friday night special where we go over the card and give you guys our best picks on each fight on the card. And at the end of the video, we'll talk about our bets, our parlays. Joe, how you feeling?
Excited, bro. UFC 323 this weekend. Big pay-per-view.
Oh yeah.
Last pay-per-view. We talk about it on
Oh yeah.
Tuesday. It's gonna be ESPN's last big hurrah. So for that, we're getting a stacked card. And it's got a lot of star power on it, as far as the main card goes. And it's got a lot of big fights all over the place. Um I'm excited. I think this has a lot of a lot of things that people can make a lot of money on.
Oh yeah. Me too. I'm
It's a lot
excited for
of
this as well.
a lot of close odds. It's nothing that's like super significantly like split as far as odds go. We took a peep earlier when we were making some stuff, and yeah, I think this is gonna be one of the better cards to look at and make plays on. So
Oh yeah.
before we get into it, too, guys, if you guys haven't already, leave a like, subscribe, comment, let us know what your plays are. Let us know how you're feeling about our picks. Maybe let us know just how excited you are that this is about to be last show for ESPN, because ESPN has been
Yeah.
kind of a stinker. I'm kind of glad that it's going over to Paramount. I'm hoping Paramount kind of does show the walkouts. That's the one thing that's been my one biggest gripe for ESPN, is that whenever we watch it, there's never any walkouts. And I want to see those, because after seeing
100%.
after seeing them live, you're like, yeah, they should be showing these, because these are like nice. But yeah, with that being said, though, let's hop on over into the quick picks, go over those, and then we'll move on to the whiteboard and whatnot. So first fight of the night is the prelim opener. We got the featherweights going at it, Muhammad Naimov and Myron Santos. On Tuesday, my pick was Myron Santos, and as of right now, my pick is still Myron Santos.
Yeah, my pick in this fight is Muhammad Naimov. That's what I had talked about on the Tuesday video. But if I am going to be putting my money on a pick for this fight, I'm going to be eyeing the over. I'm going to be eyeing the over rounds in this, possibly even just going to decision. Um, I know Santos is kind of a dog, but no, I see this fight going, going to the third round, maybe even that starting third round.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad pick, because I mean, out of those three losses Naimov has, I just looked at it just to confirm before I said anything. But yeah, he's only lost once, and it was a late round 3 finish. I'm pretty sure is what round it was. Yeah,
That's how I see it playing out, honestly,
yeah.
is if Naimov can't get it done on the scorecards, I see Sant or I honestly let me backtrack that a little bit. I see Santos possibly finishing Naimov in the third round, but I do see Naimov kind of like dragging it out just a little bit. But like I said, the over starting round three, that's what I got my eye on.
All right, moving on. We get the undefeated Mansour Abdul Malik versus Antonio Trocoli. My pick on Tuesday was Mansour, and I'm still rocking with Mansour. He's been a little more active than Trocoli. Trocoli has kind of been, hit or miss. These guys were scheduled to fight, like you said, on the UFC Seattle card back in February.
Yeah.
We are now almost a year past that mark, and they're now fighting, this Saturday. Hopefully
Trockley,
this fight doesn't fall through. It's already canceled once. Hopefully,
yeah.
they make it through weigh-ins and whatnot.
Trockley hasn't fought since then,
Mm-mm.
right? Since they wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, my pick was Abdul Malik. I got Abdul Malik inside the distance,
Yeah.
even possibly round one.
Yeah. On the intro, I said that there was not a lot of crazy odds. This is the biggest odds of the night. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, the only way you're really going to cut any money on this is if you take a prop, and that's kind of just how you got to do it sometimes. Um,
Abdul Malik's knockout's probably sitting at like minus 200.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be eyeballing that under 1.5, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be at 1.5 for this. I didn't look at the
Yeah.
prop yet, but I'm guessing that's what it is, and that's definitely what I'm gonna be looking at. Hopefully, it's not super fat. Hopefully, it's probably around like -200 or something. Maybe less than
Mhm.
that. Hopefully,
Be a nice parlay piece.
Yeah. Next fight, we get the Evo Aslan, and we got Evo Baraneski. This is Evo's UFC debut. He fought on Dana White's Contender Series, got a finish there. All 6 of his fights have been won inside the distance, and he has been my pick, and he's probably one of my more confident picks. I really like his striking style, and yeah, I like how nasty he can be in the clinch.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, dude. I got Ibu or Rudy. I
Rudy,
got Rudy
Rudy.
winning this fight over Aslan. Aslan's just not impressive, bro. He said he's done these improvements, and I mean, based off his last fight, where is it?
Hmm.
It's either you need to build some confidence in there, or I don't know. I got Rudy though. I think
Yeah,
Rudy can get it done inside the distance as well.
yeah, I agree with you. I think this will be a great showcase for Evo. Hopefully it doesn't go to the decision. I'm definitely eyeballing that under for this
Yeah.
one. Even Evo inside the distance, because like I said, all his fights been won inside the distance. He has 4 by KO and 2 by submission. So, you know, whichever one kind of has a better odds, I think is probably what I'll lean more towards. Aslan is definitely a heavy striker, and I'm pretty sure Evo wouldn't mind striking with him, but he does have the submission in the back pocket, so that's something I might be considering if it's at good enough odds. Next fight of the night. This should be a good fight here. Get Edson Barbosa versus Jalen Turner. Edson Barbosa about to be 40 years old. He's probably close to retiring, man. I mean, I don't know how much more this
Yeah.
guy's got. He's on a 2 fight losing streak. Lost to Lerone Murphy, and then he lost last time out to Drakkar
The car
Close.
close.
Yep. And Jalen Turner, 30 years old, coming out of retirement, like Jimmy Crute did. We mentioned this on the Tuesday show. Expecting a Jalen Turner to come out rejuvenated, kind of with some new energy. Hopefully he's ready to fight again. Expecting some some fireworks out of him. Expecting I'm not expecting a finish, but I'm expecting him to, push the pace and, maybe get there. Ezra Barbosa is not a guy that's very easy to finish. Lerone Murphy, he got pieced up a little bit by Ezra Barbosa. Um, and then Drakkar Close, took him to the distance. Both those guys took Edson to the distance. But Jalen Turner's long. That's the nice thing about him is he's one of the bigger fighters for this division.
And fast.
Yeah, and that will probably be a problem, because Barbosa he likes to kickbox, he likes to stay at range, but Jalen Turner has the longer range, and it's not very common you see someone that has a bigger range than Barbosa. A guy who wants to be the striker. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of expecting Jalen Turner to either strike, manage to get it on the ground, might find a submission, ground and pound, club and sub. But yeah, I'm expecting Jalen Turner to at least get the dub. I'm probably just gonna use him as a parlay piece, to be honest with you, because I'm not sure how I would see him winning, but I do expect Jalen Turner to pull this one off.
Yeah, I got Jalen Turner winning this as well, but I do see him finishing Barbosa. So I am eyeing that knockout prop in this fight. But if anything, if you can, Jalen Turner knockout or decision. I think that would be a good play here. Um, yeah, I think the taller, longer fighter, and like I said, he's fast, dude. His kicks are so fast.
Mm-hmm.
He lands one of those head kicks that he landed on Dan Hooker. Bosa, he's gonna eat that.
No. Oh, excuse me. All right, moving up. Next fight, we get Marvin Vittori, the once title challenger. Talk about this on Tuesday. Versus Bruno Ferreira. Uh, this could be a bit of a snooze fest. The more I've sat and thought about it, I feel like this fight's really gonna stink. Because Bruno Ferreira has had some questionable conditioning. Marvin Vittori does not have questionable conditioning, but he does not have very high output. He's kind of more well known for his granite chin. Like, he's not a guy who's been knocked out before, and he's taken a lot of damage to his head. Um, I mean, even odds, shit. I mean, I'm definitely looking at the over in this fight. Over 2.5 is definitely going to be my play on this one. I'm not really expecting a finish. I think either of these guys is going to be live on the scorecards. And my pick on Tuesday was Marvin Vittori. And I'll probably still ride Marvin Vettori, but I probably won't take him on a money line. Like I said, I'll probably just keep it, pretty clean cut and just stick on the over rounds for this fight.
Yeah, I like that. I see this fight starting round 3. But I got Bruno Ferreira winning this fight. I think if Ferreira, really locks in on, like you were talking about, gas tank,
Mhm.
doesn't look for the finish or the win, round 2 or round 1 or early round 2, kind of conserves that energy.
Yeah,
Because yeah, Vittori's a tank. He's a tank. But I think Ferreira could, if he does that, conserves his energy, I think he can possibly wobble Vittori, maybe even finish him ground and pound.
yeah,
But it just depends, man. It just depends. I do see this fight being a little bit of a bar fight, being a little bit of a snooze fest, going to the scorecards.
yeah,
I do like that. I like the over in this fight, possibly even starting round 3. But my pick in this fight is Bruno Ferreira.
yeah, yeah. We'll say, fuck. Well, don't even know what I was gonna say. I totally just forgot. I will say, hold on. It'll come back to me, but I'll move on for now.
Yeah.
Farziem versus Nazim Sadikov. It's our next fight on the prelim. Fares was supposed to fight on the UFC Paris card, but now he's here. We talked about this on Tuesday versus Nazim Sadikov. He is kind of the dark horse for me for this division at this point in his career. 31 years old. He's kind of in the prime of his career now. He's coming off of a great fight, and he got the KO win in that fight. That was actually in his hometown. I didn't even realize that was over in his area. Um,
Where's he from?
I think it's from Tajikistan, Azerbaijan. Shit, Tajikistan. What am I saying, bro? Azerbaijan. Yeah, over there. But yeah, my pick was Nazim, and it still is Nazim. I think him training with Marab and training with Aljo. I think he's definitely their little protege. He's their up and comer, and that's why I like him a lot. Because if he can adapt any of that game plan and even replicate any of the fighting style of either of those guys, he is going to be a problem. Um, and I like him. I like him a lot. He's got great finishing power wherever the fight can go. Uh, Ziam is kind of the more of this grind it out, try and kickbox with you. He's definitely going to be the longer fighter here. So I think Sadikov's going to probably try and keep this one dirty. Try and keep this on the ground as much as he can. Maybe even like I said, maybe it could be another club and sub, just like the Jones Aaron thing I was talking about. But he's kind of the opposite. He's the shorter and less rangier fighter here.
Yeah, I got Sadikov. I think Sadikov could get it done inside the distance as I didn't even know about the fact that he was training with Marab and Aljo. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah,
That is huge. Nazim is already kind of a brawler, and if he could fucking implement, like you were talking about, the techniques of Aljo and Marab in there, Sadikov could be a fucking issue, dude. I will say this also, I will say this as well. I fucking hate Ziam, bro. I
Why?
He's a great fighter. I don't like your face, dude.
Damn, yeah, Zadikov needs to fuck it up, huh?
I hate seeing motherfuckers with facial hair and no mustache.
What are you trying to say?
I just don't like it. Anyways, that's besides the point. I think I think Sadikov could get it done though, and he gets it done inside the distance. Um, if he implements wrestling against Ziam, because I mean, like Nazim isn't as small as who was it? Not Matt Frivola
Hmm.
that Ziam knocked out.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I see fucking. Oh, I see lagging. My camera's not frozen. I see I see Nazim fucking shooting a double leg and just fucking taking down Ziam.
yeah, yeah. I think it's the fight of the nicknames, bro. Like you got Smile Killer and you got Black Wolf. Like this is just gonna be
Oh yeah. Uh, let me reset my camera real quick.
yeah.
But fucking yeah, dude. You tell me a fighter's name, L Killer. And then you tell me the dude he's fighting is Black Wolf.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be an aura fight. All right,
Just saying.
yeah. Next fight on the prelim, we get the ladies going at. I think this is the only ladies fight on the card. Right? Yeah.
That's kind of
Uh,
crazy.
yeah. We get Macy Barber versus Karine Silva. Karine Silva just came off that short notice fight with Barbosa. And Macy Barber, you know, she had her pull out. She was supposed to be a main event fight against Erin Blanchfield. Pulled out due to illness from the weight cut. I'm pretty sure is what it was. And yeah, I mean, we talked about on Tuesday. I think there's gonna be levels in this fight. Macy Barber is just a savage. Karine Silva, you know, she's got pretty decent grappling, okay striking, but Macy Barber is just better striking. I think she's gonna have more dominant wrestling. Um, and yeah, I kind of talked about on Tuesday. I think Macy Barber could find a KO finish here. Um, but it being women's MMA, the decision's always very live. But I'm sure the odds are super killed because it's women's MMA, and decision always seems to be the super heavy leaned prop. But I want women's MMA to go out on a bang on the pay per view, and I'm hoping that we get a finish here on this one. And I think Macy Barber can get it done. Either way, I'm still looking at the over 2.5 for this one. Um, but if Macy Barber is priced okay, which she is actually, -170 is a pretty good price for her. I'll probably just take her money line. -170 is actually a good price. Because I think she should be a lot wider than that against Karina Silva. Even though Karina Silva is training with fighting nerds, Macy Barber has just been. She's just looked better when she is fighting, and hopefully she can make it.
Yeah.
Hopefully she can make it through the weight cut tomorrow, and looks good.
Yeah, Macy Barber, dude, she's a dog.
Mm,
She is a dog. And another thing as well, you know, you could sit here and look at their height, their weight, their reach. At the end of the day, Barber is a bigger girl than Karine Silva.
mm-hmm.
She is just her mass alone it's kind of gonna be like Shevchenko versus Weili here a little bit. Barber is just gonna be the bigger girl. And yeah, I do agree with you. I do see Macy Barber finish here, possible ground and pound. Yeah, my pick here is gonna be Macy Barber, possibly knockout or points.
Yep. Next fight, this one should be over pretty quick, in my opinion. We got Terrence McKinney versus
Yeah,
Chris Duncan. Terrence McKinney, 24 fights, not a single one has been to the scorecards. Chris Duncan, he is kind of proven to be a solid fighter here in the UFC. Um, I almost want to pick flip, man. I'm really starting to kind of favor this Terrence McKinney line, but like I said, I like Chris Duncan. I think he's gonna be an interesting prospect. At 32 years old, he's definitely one of the older guys coming in and sitting in the rankings. How far he'll get in the rankings, I don't know. I don't think either of these guys would sit very well in the top 15. But I think they're going to be, there's going to be a lot of interesting fights for both of these guys going forward, especially if they can get on a good win streak, especially for McKinney. But yeah, I like Chris Duncan in this one. Obviously, it's got to be Chris Duncan inside the distance because Terrence McKinney is going to bring the fight to him. Terrence McKinney doesn't want to go to the scorecards. So that's going to be my kind of cheat to it is I think Chris Duncan gets his son inside the distance. So Terrence McKinney keeps that streak alive of, never being to a decision.
yeah. I hate to say it, but yeah, I got Chris Duncan. I got Chris Duncan. Kind of fading the dude who's from Washington, but I think Chris Duncan gets it done in round one. I think like you were talking about, Terrence McKinney is one of those guys who likes to bring the fight out no matter what it is. He'll
Hmm.
bring it to you. And Chris Duncan coming off that fucking war with Rebecca, I don't see McKinney throwing some quick 1-2 and dropping Duncan.
Yeah.
I don't see McKinney being able to hold Duncan down on the ground. I think Duncan's kind of a dog.
Hmm.
Yeah, dude, I got Chris Duncan. Especially against, Terrence McKinney. You've kind of proven that Kinda got a glass chin.
Terrace McShinney is what we call
Just
you.
yeah, just a little bit, man. But yeah, my pick is Chris Duncan, possibly even in round 1.
Yup. Next fight, we get the featured prelim. Uh, I've been seeing some people taking Grant Dawson decision in this fight. This Grant Dawson versus Manuel Torres. I just have a hard time seeing that, man. Manuel Torres is a round one demon. Uh, and I got to rock with the underdog that has the high level finishing power versus Grant Dawson that just has the high level wrestling that just wants to lay on you. Um, he's been to a decision with some guys that he should be getting a finish against, and he's not getting the finish. And one of his losses is to Bobby Green, which has aged horribly. Given the recent fights we've seen out of Bobby Green, where he is just a punching bag. Um, I don't know, dude. If we even get a glimpse of the same sort of power from Torres that Bobby Green somehow generated against Dawson, Torres is going to send this guy to the shadow realm. I'm taking
Yeah.
Torres KO. Even though the underdog price is really nice, I want Mo. I want Mo, and I'm taking KO prop, baby.
I mean, yeah, especially with a dude like Torres, nickname is literally El Loco.
Yeah,
He was riding I think like 6, I hate to say it, but 6 or 7 first round first round finish.
yeah.
He was coming off a 6 or 7 in a row. Stop doing that.
Get out.
and
Yeah,
then he got finished by Ignacio Bahamondes. Came back
not
and
a
got
bad
another,
loss.
yeah, not a bad loss at all. And then
Mhm.
came back and got another first round finish against someone like Drew Dober of all people. Drew Dober, fucking durable ass dude.
Yeah, lately not as durable, but we saw him fight
Yeah,
in Van.
lately not as durable.
Yeah, although he is coming off of a win. We saw that fight in Vancouver against Kyle Propalik, which was a super fucking weird fight.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah.
super fucking weird fight, but he got the win, and I'm glad he got the win. He got the KO finish. But yeah, no, it's not a bad loss for Manuel. It's not a bad loss or not a great win, but it's a good win.
Spit it
Over.
out, Joe.
Either way, Manuel Torres. That's our picks.
Yeah.
Jesus. Open up the main card. We got Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov. Bro, after seeing Bogdan Guskov walk out at the fucking
Oh
at that
my
press conference,
god.
bro, for those of you who don't know, I wish I could pull it up right now. I'm not gonna. But buddy, just imagine Bogdan. Look at Bogdan. I'll pull up the picture of him. Look at him. Imagine him in a hitman suit, black tux, red tie, leather gloves,
Sunglasses.
and sunglasses. That's what bro walked out in coming to the press conference. If that does not scream aura and scream that he's coming to collect a contract here, collect his bounty, I don't know what does, bro. And for that reason, I'm taking the underdog again here. Bogdan Guskov, he totally earned my pick. Just coming out in the drip like that.
Yeah, fucking Guskov, dude.
These
I
odds
feel like
flipped.
after
Wasn't he a favorite, bro? When we talked about this on Tuesday?
Guskov?
Yeah, wasn't he the favorite?
Nope.
He was
Nope.
always an
Guskov.
underdog?
Yeah, he's been an underdog. Yeah, he's been
Oh,
an underdog start of the week.
oh my
Um,
god.
but I will say this, probably after that Ryan Spann win from Guskov,
Mhm,
this dude was on my radar. Seeing him go finish Billy and Kana
mhm,
and then fucking eliminating Nikita Krylov.
mhm.
Um, yeah, Jan Blachowicz is fucking the immovable force, but you got a dude like Bogdan Guskov.
Mhm. This will be a fun one, dude. I'm
Yeah,
excited for this.
this will 100% be a fun one. I honestly think I think the biggest weakness in this fight for Guskov is possibly not fully committing for a finish. Like I see Guskov, rocking Jan 100%. I see Guskov landing some nasty, but I see Guskov going in for the kill and not getting it.
Mhm.
And Jan survives, and Guskov gets a little tired. And
Yeah.
Jan, being as high level as he is, 42 years old, these dudes are huge.
Mhm.
These are the big boys. They move differently, bro.
Mhm.
So yeah, but at the end of the day, I got Guskov. I think Guskov can even win by.
By knockout?
Yeah, I think Guskov can get it done inside the distance. It'll be honestly, like I said, it'll be kind of tough for Guskov if this fight goes into the later.
Yeah.
I feel like just a little bit. It just depends. It depends on how, you know, what happens in the fight, I guess. But
Ye
anyways, my pick is Guskov.
Yep. Next fight, we get the send off party for Henry Cejudo. So Henry Cejudo already said this is gonna be his last fight in his UFC career. He had a little bit of a retirement stint. He retired in his prime, so it's always gonna be one of those biggest what ifs for where he would be as far as his legacy goes and just everything, man. I mean, he's accomplished a lot in the sport, just combat sports in general. Being a Olympic wrestler, winning gold, and collecting double champ status in the UFC, one of the very few. And what better way to send off than fighting an unranked Peyton Talbot? I set that up great, huh? And
That was perfect.
Harry Cejudo is a very fat underdog in his last fight, and probably for good reason. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm so mixed on it, man. Peyton Talbot's coming off of a win over Felipe Lima, Jungle Boy, and Cejudo's coming off of two losses, three losses.
Heck, 3 losses.
Marab Aljo and
Song Yadong.
Song Yadong. Oh yeah, that's right. We saw that in Seattle. The decision. So yeah, I mean, we kind of I guess the odds makers kind of have it sort of in the right area. I just feel like it should be a little closer because of just the style of this fight. Cejudo is a super heavy wrestler. Whereas he has that in his arsenal, and Peyton Talbot has proven to be a pretty horrible defensive wrestler. At least from his performance we saw against Barcelos. He did show a little bit more improvement in the Lima fight, but
Got a
it's
lot of improvement.
Cejudo we're talking about.
I know. I know.
But you're right. I probably should lead into a
But
little more that he
but
did improve
but but Talbot likes boy butt.
allegedly.
And if we're no, he does. He's hanging out with
that
fucking Frank Ocean.
they're just
And if
friends,
we're
bro.
if we're going off of the equation here, Michael Morales, also another one of them.
Demon time.
Yeah, I think Talbot could possibly get it done inside the distance here. I'm being 100%
Oh,
serious here right now, bro. Like
bro,
I'm not.
if I see Peyton Talbot come out in that squat stance like Michael Morales, because that seemed to be the strong base to avoid the wrestling, because that's kind of what we thought
Yeah,
Sean Barry was gonna do, was just fucking instant wrestle, and see Michael Morales kind of get in that
no,
stance.
you don't want to get touched, dude.
Yeah, you don't want to get touched.
Yeah, you want to get touched by Michael Morales, bro? I'd rather fucking
Mm,
shoot
mm,
myself.
mm. Yeah, I like Peyton Talbot a lot here. The odds kind of scare me a bit on this one, to be honest with you. And I don't really know how I would want to play it, to be honest. Uh, I'm kind of leaning into that Cejudo spread, even though my pick is Talbot. Um, I don't know, dude. This is gonna be a weird one. This is one I honestly might just avoid. This might even though I love betting on Peyton Talbot, but I didn't bet on him when he fought Barcelos because I'm not stupid and I don't take minus 1800 odds. Um,
I might sprinkle a little on Talbot by knockout here.
I mean, yeah, I think it'd be a fun prop to touch,
100%.
but yeah, not much else really going in this fight. You mentioned off the air, Peyton Talbot submission.
Yeah,
Are you dead
I
ass?
did. I mean, like I was what he displayed against Lima.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was, I don't know, he was real quick in a lot of those ground exchanges with Lima, getting out of them, turning the position over, getting on top.
Hmm.
I do Talbot's the bigger guy here too. Cejudo's a little tiny squirrel.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll sprinkle something on that too. Fucking knockout or submission. Fuck
Mhm.
it.
Okay. Next fight, our third fight from the main event, or second to last. Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira. The flyweights going at it. It's number one contender fight, 100%. It has to be. Brandon Moreno has been pretty active. Ever since he lost his belt, he has been on a pretty crazy, redemption arc here. He's trying to get back to the top. Uh, and maybe we get the Pantoja versus Moreno 3. It'd be the third.
Or
Oh, it'd be 4. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I
well,
know they fought
not
quite a
like
few times.
they fought 3 times. Once I think really early on.
One. Did they fight? Oh, 2, 3. Oh, they fought back on. Oh yeah, that's right. They fought back on. I remember that. 3. Yeah, 3. Okay, so that would be 4. If Moreno won, we would potentially be seeing that. Crazy. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Brandon Moreno looks really good right now, but he's going against a very young, very talented Tatsuro Taira, who would 100% be able to stop Brandon Moreno from any sort of wrestling. Taira might be the first guy to be able to hold down Moreno, other than Figgy and Antoja, and just totally just rip this to the scorecards easy. Um, but I think Tyra wants to make a statement here. He's because he's on a one fight win streak. He lost to um
Revolve.
yeah, Russell Brandon Royval in a really close fight. I remember I was asleep on the couch and I woke up in the middle of that 5 round fight, dude. And I was like, I honestly thought Tyra won it, but like I said, I woke up in the middle of it. I obviously missed the beginning of that fight.
I think there was like 1.2. Royval was really putting it on Tyra. It looked like he was about to finish Tyra.
Yeah, yeah. And Tyra looked good, man. His last time out,
Oh yeah, super quick.
he blitzed through Park.
So fucking fast.
Yeah. But granted, it was also short notice. But Tyra really is that good. I mean, that's something we can totally just glance over. And I like this fight a lot. I think this has potential to be a really fun fight, really fast fight. Don't blink. I think
Oh
this
yeah.
I think this is gonna be possibly fight of the night. This is the one I'm kind of eyeing for fight of the night, low key. This or the main event. Um,
100%. 100%. I agree with you. I think this could potentially be one of those fights of the nights,
mhm.
throughout this whole card. But I see this fight going to decision though. I will say that real quick.
Yeah, I
I think
agree.
that's gonna be my pick here in this fight is the over and this fight going to decision. I think that would be a nice parlay piece, but I did say my pick was Tatsuro Taira.
Mhm.
My pick is still Tatsuro Taira, but I mean Brandon Moreno, former champ,
Mhm.
has only recently lost to dudes like Pantoja and Figueiredo. And if you're around that time where Moreno had those fucking back-to-back wars with fucking Figgy,
Yeah.
those were some crazy those are some crazy fights.
Those were
Probably
the COVID fights, bro.
some of the best fights I've ever seen was Moreno versus Figgy when they went to war. So
Yeah.
this is only a 3 rounder. Also another thing as well, Moreno, I'm pretty sure when he fought Pantoja, for the when he lost his belt, Moreno broke his fucking forearm in half in the first round.
Ooh,
He
really?
broke his yeah, he broke his hand. Out it was either his forearm or his hand.
Hmm.
And then he went on to fight for 20 more minutes and lost by decision against Pantoja. Moreno's a fucking dog, bro.
Yeah. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
I'm definitely leaning Tyra, but I agree with you. I think this does have, the chance to go decision for
if
sure.
if anything, fucking Moreno spread all day. I most definitely see Moreno keeping this fight really close.
Yeah,
I don't like Tyra, we talked about Tyra fucking he's most definitely him. He has the skill set, he has the speed, the power. Um, but he's just going against a dude like Moreno.
a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, so this if Tyra wins here, this most definitely
Yeah, sets him up big for a title shot.
yeah, title contender 100%.
Um, and no better way to talk about, the possibilities than moving on to the next fight.
Oh yeah.
Next fight, UFC Flyweight Championship. We get Alexandre Pantoja versus Joshua Van. We get the soon to be flyweight goat, possibly already is, versus the up and comer, the 24-year-old Joshua Van. Uh, big fight here. Both guys riding win streaks here. Um, it's a big deal because we got another chance to get another really young champ. We don't really ever see guys get the opportunity this young. Um, and Joshua Van,
24, dude.
yeah, rightfully so. I mean, he's earned it. He's stepped up to the plate. He's taken fights that other guys wouldn't take, and he's getting the finishes when he needs to, and he's just marketable, man. He's a likable guy. Came from Fury. He's a dog. He's got a fun fight style. He's got clean boxing. He's got good defensive wrestling, and he's gonna need every bit of that against Alexander Pantoja, who is a submission threat through and through. We've seen him finish Kyle Sakura. We've seen him finish Kai Car France. We know that he's a problem. Like we just talked about Brandon Moreno. He beat Brandon Moreno 2 out of 3 times. Um, and he's just a problem, man.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me to see Pantoja walk through Van, but it would be upsetting because I'm a huge Van fan. Um, and I want Van to win, but this is as tough as it gets, man. I mean, it's just like what you're seeing up there on the main event, man. There's guys that just hold the title that are just impossible to get through, and they'll probably clean up the division before anyone gets to them, and they'll just be done. They'll retire on their own terms. But I think Van has every bit of a chance. He's got that striker's chance. Like we just talked about, his boxing is super clean. He has great counters, and Pantoja is known for overextending his combos and leaving himself vulnerable to the counter, and that's where I think Van can take huge advantage of. Um, we might see Pantoja eat the mat, and dude, if I see that, bro, we're taking shots. We're celebrating with Van. We might not be flying.
That
We might not be flying to Vegas to go celebrate, but we'll be celebrating here.
that would be the most insane shit ever. But like look just realizing just thinking for the last 20 seconds here, realization kind of settled in. It would be fucking tragic to see Joshua Van lose and seeing dudes. We've been seeing these like strikers with pretty decent fucking takedown defense
Mhm.
lose to these dudes who are just so fucking dominant with the wrestling and grappling. For example, DDP. I mean, who gives a shit about DDP? But like
Yeah,
that's it. For example, another example is Jack Della versus fucking Islam.
just levels. Maybe we'll just have
Yeah,
the elite wrestling.
another example, Pantoja versus Kai Kara. Kai Kara had nothing in that fight, and he looked just like Jack Della.
He was
He
just
was
frozen. He,
upset,
he was too
he
scared to
was
strike.
yeah, he was frustrated, and Pantoja just fucking took him down and just fucking choked him out
Mm-hmm.
cold, put him out to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But my pick is Joshua Van, dude. I got Joshua
Yeah.
Van. I think Joshua Van is gonna be. I think he's it. I think Van is Van is the prodigy of something, bro, and he's here. He's here. I think Van is gonna be second youngest UFC champion. Um, and I think Van could get it done. I think Van can knock out Pantoja, honestly. I think
Mm,
Van can. It just honestly, it just really comes down how can Van take this heavy wrestling, this heavy grappling, this dude who's gonna probably shoot more than 4 takedowns in one round,
yeah.
or hold you up against the cage and you're just stuck there for more than a minute.
Hmm.
How is that gonna affect Van? Is Pantoja just gonna break him down? You know what I mean? So
Right.
I guess at the end of the day, it just depends on how well Van can control this fight and keep this fight in the level where he's comfortable.
Yeah, you can't let it get
You
away
know,
from him.
even for more, like if Pantoja takes him down or holds him up against the cage for more than a minute, I'm sorry, but chalk it up. Chalk it up. I'm sorry. Even if it's early in the rounds, I do see I'm getting fucking sidetracked, but
Oh,
overall, overall, Van is my pick. I think most of my money though for a prop on this fight is gonna be this fight not going the distance.
yeah, I have a
I
hard
don't
time
think
seeing
I
it in
don't
the distance.
I don't think this fight goes the distance. But I think the exact opposite for our next fight,
Uh,
which if you guys haven't already, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you haven't. You should be subscribed and leave a comment. Let us know how you feel about some of these picks, some of the shit that we've been saying.
yeah.
And Joe, let's get into it.
All right, we got the UFC Bantamweight Championship. This is UFC 323 main event. This is the main event of the last pay-per-view on ESPN's contract. This is
Yep.
this is what they want to go out on, and no better way than to try and set history on this night. Got Marab going for 4 UFC title defenses in the year, and he gets none other than Petr Yan, who is trying to get his title back after his incidental knee against Aljo. He had his chance in a rematch with Aljo, um, and he's worked his way back. He's grinded it out. He's taken some fights that have been tough, and he's proven himself worthy of another title shot. And he's getting a Marab that looks unstoppable, a Marab that has just look otherworldly. He's finished guys that in ways that we didn't think Marab was going to do. Marab was kind of kind of the decision machine for a while until we saw what he's capable of. We saw him land that north south choke on Sean O'Malley, and then we see him piece up Corey
Almost, yeah.
Sandhagen and almost finish him. And we're seeing a guy who has the best conditioning, the best cardio in all of UFC come out and strike with guys when we were thinking Marab was just going to come out here and just wrestle, and it's scary. And Petr Yan, he's got the pretty heavy Muay Thai background. He's got good boxing. Um, and when these guys fought the first time, it was a 5 rounder. Marab shot 49 takedowns on him, 46. It was 40 something. Um,
It was more than 20, I'll tell you what.
it was a lot. And Petr Yan supposedly was fighting in that fight with a broken hand. And so, if that's true, could we be getting another? Could we be getting another case of like the Alex Pereira versus Ong fight, where Pereira in his first fight wasn't himself because he had some sort of injury, and then he comes out and he just proves everyone that he wasn't bullshitting, that he could come out and handle business if he's healthy. Could we see that? Who knows? And I'm here for it. I think this is probably one of the most intriguing fights for the bantamweight division, because Petr Yan he's one of the younger champs, or one of the younger former champs. He had that belt when he was 29, and he's 32. He's still technically in his prime as far as age goes. And Rob, he's about to be 35. He is still, I would still say, in his prime. I would say he's probably got another couple of years as long as he wants to fight. Honestly,
Especially like a dude like Marab,
yeah,
100%.
yeah. Um, and just from the Tuesday show, I was saying my pick is Marab, and it still is going to be Marab because I think he is, undoubtedly, if he does win here, I think he's just the undisputed bantamweight goat. Um, and just what he's doing for the sport is big. He's a likable guy. He's a funny fucking guy, and I've always kind of rooted against him, and I've paid for it by losing money by betting
Mm,
against him. But he's grown on me, man. It's kind of like how I felt about Izzy, back in the day. I used to fucking hate Izzy, and I don't really hate Izzy as much anymore. I definitely tolerate him. Uh, but yeah, it's just some of these guys just grow on you because you realize how good they are, and it's frustrating to hate on guys that are good, uh, especially when they're not boring. Marab is
yeah.
not boring. He is entertaining as fuck when he's fighting. Um, and yeah, I'll take him in this fight. Will he get a finish? Probably not. Finishing Piotr Jan is a really big deal. It's probably gonna play out a lot like the Corey Sandhagen fight. You know, that's how I see it, at least. This could be another just mix of Marab, mixing a lot of wrestling and mixing a lot of overhands when he's trying to snatch up a single, and just frustrating Piotr Jan, making him read different things, and just gonna be a long night.
100%. I think in this fight, I really do see it going the distance.
Mhm.
Um, one of the things I see happening in this fight is just a lot of back and honestly, I see a lot of back and forth coming from Peter Yan, and one of the reasons why I say that is because Peter Yan is not one of those fighters who likes to give ground, to give any type of um I'm looking for like a good word, but yeah, any type of space or ground for
A
his
gap.
opponent, a gap, yeah. And especially like a dude like Marab who just stop. Jan, I feel like throughout the fight there will be a lot of moments where Marab is dishing out, he's putting out a lot more than
Mhm.
Jan is. But Jan isn't gonna be put in those type of situations where he's looking like Sean O'Malley when Marab had north-south choke.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be looking like Corey Sandhagen when Marab can finished him, and Corey Sandhagen was on hands and knees.
Mhm.
Honestly, I feel like this might be one of the best fights of the year, in my honest opinion. I
Oh.
think I think we're in for a fight.
Mhm.
Um, I've been huge fan of Peter Yan. Been a huge fan of Peter Yan. He he is so well rounded. His striking is so clean. Um, one of my favorite clips from Peter Yan was when he was fighting fucking Uriah Faber, and like Faber like hits him with something real quick, and then Jan is like, okay, and then hits Faber with some crazy fucking combo, and then Jan just puts his hands up like this
Mhm.
and fucking knocked him out.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude, I don't I don't know what else to say here, but my pick is gonna be Marab. If anything, I see this fight going to the decision. I think
Okay.
that's gonna be my overall pick here. Is this fight the over rounds going the distance?
Okay. Okay. Um, well, that's it for the quick picks. Um, yeah, I mean that's solid. Do we want to hop on over into live odds, or do we want to go straight to the whiteboard?
Um,
I mean, let's take
let's
a
go straight
little.
to the whiteboard.
You want to?
Or
Okay.
we could skip through it real quick. We could go over
Yeah.
like some of just like the money line odds.
Yeah. Just see if there's anything crazy that changed. Santos. His odds are
Jeez,
getting.
dude, minus 1400 at
Yeah.
BetMGM.
His odds are getting wider. 1400. Oh fuck, man.
Yeah, for Mansour,
What
Mansour,
Mansoor
Mansour.
minus 250 on the KO. That's the only way you're gonna
Mhm.
cut it down. I mean,
What is round one? I
one
mean,
125.
that's not terrible.
Yeah, over under. What
Oh,
did I say?
prop
I said
piece.
over under 1.5. Under is 200. I might look. I might take that. I mean, obviously, I don't see Trocoli winning. Um, I think Abdul Malik is very live for this KO finish. I might
What is Abdul by sub?
700. Not bad, not bad. Next fight. Yes, next fight, Evo and Evo, Mr. Rudy. Rudy KO plus 130. I want to look at a sub. Where's a sub? By sub is plus 500. This could be an interesting one, man. I mean, both these guys are jacked and they're big. Baranowski could definitely snatch up an armbar or something. He's got the judo. You know, just like Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey had a very heavy judo background. Baranowski is very elite with his judo, and you know they're known for snatching up limbs, you know, after throws, and you know we could be seeing that here. I definitely like the price of Evo. I definitely like the over under at 1.5 is a little scary because Evo could be annoying in this one, but fight to start round 3 would be a no. Um, or just take Barnowski inside the distance, wherever that is. I'm not gonna look for it. All right, so we'll go over to the rest of the card, which they have together. I don't know why those fights weren't part of it. Edson Barbosa versus Turner. Over what, bro? Over unders at 1.5 in the Barbosa Turner fight. What?
What is it? Over?
It's at 1.5, and they're saying under 1.5, bro. I'm taking the over all fucking day. That feels wild to me. I thought it was gonna be at 2.5. Cause I was like, this just for sure will touch the second. This will for sure maybe touch the third. That's wild. I'm all over the over on that. I don't even care. If I'm wrong, I'm dead wrong, dude. Because that is nuts. I did not think it'd be there.
It's Turner by knockout.
Um,
Damn,
plus 110.
they're favoring Turner by knockout.
That sub is looking juicy too, man. Sub's not looking terrible. Barbosa would have to win by decision. Barbosa by decision. That there's just no way, dude. I think Turner is just gonna dog him out. That's crazy, dude. Over under at 1.5, huh? They have this obviously at over 2.5. 2.5. That's what I was talking about. There's that 2.5 I like a lot. If I goes to decision, I even like that too. They have that at split, which is nice. I think that happens. Vittori's just got he's just got the notorious granite chin, dude. Only one that gets finished here is Ferreira, and as long as Ferreira doesn't gas out, this is hitting the scorecards in my opinion. But you want to look at the Ferreira sub plus 900
For a knockout.
No, don't do that. Ferreira knockout plus 260. Next fight, Ziam and Sadikov. I'm just taking Sadikov money line. I might even take Sadikov by decision. I think this fight goes to decision. Could even be a knockout for Sadikov. Sadikov by knockout. 370. Sadikov by decision. Plus 390. Yeah, it's either or. That's kind of how I see it. All right, Barber and Silva. We're talking about Barber by knockout. We're also talking about Barber by decision. Barber knockout plus 500. And Barber decision plus 110. So yeah, they're definitely thinking this fight goes the distance. The over 2.5 isn't crazy. That could be a good parlay piece. Duncan, Terrence McKinney. They don't even have an over-under listed. Some of these books have the over-under at a heavy as fuck under 1.5, minus 400s. Yeah.
I mean, look at fight doesn't go to decision.
So yeah, I mean, we're just gonna snipe a fighter prop in this, bro. Duncan by KO plus 175, McKinney by KO plus 340, Duncan plus 340 sub, McKinney sub plus 400. Holy shit, dude. These like all these being low prices for each other is nuts. That's one I'm just gonna have to sit on for a while. I don't even know yet. That's one I probably won't even have a bet in on that fight until like the day of the fight, you know. I'll be like, how am I feeling today? Manuel Torres plus 180 on the underdog. Over under 1.5. Obviously, I'm getting on the under 1.5 because Manuel Torres, is notorious for the 1-round finishes. Um, you can even say fight won't start round 2. You could also say fight won't start round 3 if you want to be on the safer side. Take that minus 220 to 2-1. Torres by KO is plus 290. Welcome to the cycle prop. Torres by KO. Dawson by sub plus 155. I mean, that's kind of the way I would see it. Like we talk about Dawson's wrestling. Dawson by decision plus 450. Yeah, all right. Next fight. Bogdan Guskov and Jan Blachowicz. Over under is 2.5. And I think it's gonna go under 2.5. I'm gonna say fight starts round 3. I think that's what you were talking about in this fight, right, Z? I like that a
Yeah.
lot. It's
Or
Jan and Bogdan. I think it's
yeah, I do see it possibly starting round 3,
yeah.
but I mean, Guskov, all it takes is one.
Yeah. Let's see. Goose got by KO plus 200. Jan plus 350. Decisions plus 750 plus 240. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably be on the Goose Cop money line for that. All right, the Peyton Talbot fight. Let's see how this shit looks against Harry Cejudo. Over under 2.5. Heavy on the over 2.5. Talbot by KO plus 300. They don't think either of these guys are getting a sub, bro. They got him priced both at plus 2,500. Fuck. Talbot by decision plus 105. That's very likely. That even being plus odds is nice. Moreno Tatsuri Taira over under 2.5. They are heavy on the over, which is probably the right thing here. Taira by submission. Moreno by submission. Decisions. Moreno plus 165. Taira plus 155. Okay, yeah. All right, now the championship fights: Pantoja and Van. Van plus basically plus 200, 2-1 almost. Over under is at 3.5. And I think it might go over 3.5. Well, I'm probably on the under in that, to be honest. Under 3.5 is probably the play there. I think the pace is going to be way too high. I think the pace is going to be fucking fast in that fight. Fight doesn't go to a decision. I like that. I like that too. That's actually not a horrible price. That's a great price, to be honest. just out of the fights we've seen out of Pantoja lately, like that's a good price.
I like that.
Pantoja by sub is plus money. Van by cut knockout is plus money, obviously. And the decisions. Okay. All right, main event, real quick. Over under is set at 4.5, and they think it's going. They think it's going to a decision, which is what we also said too. But that is pretty brutal if they basically priced you out of that. I'm not taking fucking minus 410. Walshilly by decision. Where's that at? It's almost minus 200. Jan by decision plus 600. Man. Yeah, there's not really anything good there. All right, we're heading over to the whiteboard, Z. You ready for this, baby?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, what do you got, Z? I'll let you rip first. And also before you start, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention the last couple of videos. I did mention, I don't know if I mentioned in the last video, but these plays, I kind of changed up the whiteboard a bit. This is kind of just our section to talk about our plays. If you go to the end of the video, I'll make sure I have it in the description with the time tag. You'll see our bets at the very end. So that way you guys can screenshot if you're on your phone or whatever. You can go from there and take it over to wherever you go. We also have our referral codes in the description if you do bet on Rebet, which is legal in I think almost every state. And then my DraftKings referral code down there. And if you join our Discord will also have our plays in there. So
Yep.
you guys will not miss out as long as you guys are looking for the plays and you know where to look.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I also will also be like doing like live updates in the
Mm,
Discord as well. We'll let you know what hit, what we had talked about, if it had hit,
mm,
what went wrong or whatever.
mm.
But anyways, let's get into our favorite part of the video where we
Hooray!
talk about our bets. One thing I like to do is I like to try to bet on the first three fights of the night. And for the first three, we have Naimov versus Santos. I think that fight's gonna go the distance, or possibly just starting round three over 2.5. I think my pick though is gonna be over there. And then I got Abdur Malik in round one. I think he puts out Tricoli real nice and easy. I think it's not even a fucking problem for him. And then the third pick is gonna be Rudy money line. That's my first three of um of the fight night. Another one I like to do is a KO parlay. And for the early prelims, I have Chris Duncan by knockout, Manuel Torres by knockout, Nazim Sadikov by knockout. I might actually change that to knockout or points because my next one here is Jalen Turner knockout or points.
Mm.
If Jalen Turner is gonna do the same fluky ass shit as he did against
Little walk
Moicano,
off KO. Ooh.
yeah, I try to get some crazy flash knockout against Barbosa. Yeah. So yeah, that's what that is. Um some locks, some locks I see in the prelims are gonna be obviously Rudy. I think Rudy against Aslan is a solid lock here. Bruno Ferreira against Marvin Vittori. And these are all money line by the way, picking any props on these, just taking their money line. Macy Barber and Manuel Torres. I think those four fighters for the prelims, I think they're all gonna get it done. Um and then moving into the main card, kind of a little bit of my main card play for all the fights is gonna be Guskov money line, Payne Talbot money line, Moreno versus Tyra goes the distance. Pantoja versus Van does not go the distance. And Marab versus Yan goes the distance. A little knockout two-legger I made for the main card is going to be Gov and Peyton Talbot. And then another one is going to be Talbot moneyline, Tyra by decision, and Joshua Van by knockout. And then another parlay I like to do is fights not going the distance. Honestly, I might just scratch this one depending on how the odds really look at the kiosk, at the bet kiosk. But it's going to be Abdul Malik versus Tricoli not going the distance, Rudy versus Aslan, Duncan versus McKinney, Torres versus Donson, and Van versus Pantoja. Um, Also some underdogs that I like are Morano, Van, and Jan. There is I was showing Joe this before we had before we started our recording, but there is this YouTube channel where they bundle pretty much every single uh breakdown or predictions that people put out on YouTube, and they rally them all or tally them all up, and they give you pretty much everyone's info on every single fight and tell you, you know, who's betting on who, which fighter has, you know, the more favoritism amongst all people on YouTube. And at the end of it, he did this little segment where it was like best betting opportunities. So I took all four of the fighters that he put on there, and that's Rudy, Chris Duncan, Manuel Torres, and honestly, he did talk about Brandon Moreno being a possible dog, but I'm taking Moreno versus Tyra goes the distance on that four-legger. So that's pretty much all the parlays that I got written up for now. If I make any more, any live betting, any ladder plays that I end up making Saturday night, I will be posting all of them in the Discord. So, like Joe was talking about, our link to our Discord is in the description. Please check that out. Keep you guys updated and posted. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Now it's my turn. I'll wait a few seconds. Okay. All right. So I always start my cards with a prelim. For pay-per-views, I do early prelim, prelim, and main card. You're gonna play Clash while I do my fucking picks. No. All right. So what I'm gonna do is fucking muting. It's fucking funny as fuck. All right, what I'm gonna do here is take Myron Santos money line, and then Master Abdul Malik. If I touch this fight, I'm not even committed to it yet. If I do touch it, I will be taking Master Abdul Malik KO prop. So if you see me take it, you'll see it in the Discord. But at the time of this recording, it will not be at the end of the video because I'm not sure if I'm going to take it yet. Next one, Ewo versus Ebo. I will be taking Ewo inside the distance. I think KO or sub is very live here, and I don't want to get stuck picking the wrong one. But I think he will for sure get the finish here. And next fight, Edson Barbosa versus Jalen Turner. I'm taking the over 1.5. If it's still at 1.5, I will be taking it. I think it's crazy. I thought this fight might go to decision, so seeing it a whole round and a half off of what I thought, kind of crazy. Over 1.5 is my play in this fight. And then to round out the early prelim ticket, it'll be Marvin Vettori versus Bruno Ferreira, and I'll be taking Marvin Vettori money line. Actually, shit. What was the line at again? Sorry, hold on, guys. I might actually. I'll say Marvin Vettori now, but again, check the Discord because I might change this to the over 2.5. I don't want to give you guys the wrong picks if I am switching. So those are the two props I'm looking at for that fight. And then moving on into the prelim ticket. Over the prelim ticket, we got Nazim Sadikov versus Farazian. I'll be taking Sadikov money line. He is an underdog. I'll take the underdog price all day. Next fight, Macy Barber versus Karini Silva. I'm taking Macy Barber on the money line. It's only like minus 170 last we saw. And then Chris Duncan versus Terrence McKinney. Taking Chris Duncan inside the distance. Keeping Terrence McKinney's non-decision fighting streak going. Even if he's at the wrong end of it. That's how he rolls. So that's what I'll do. And then rounding out the prelims on the feature prelim, Grant Dawson versus Manuel Torres. I will be taking Manuel Torres. I'll probably take him a few different ways. But on this ticket, it will be Manuel Torres on the money line, just so that way I can get some good plus odds because I'm taking another plus guy and Nazim Sadikov here. And then open up the main card ticket. We get Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov, taking Guskov on the underdog price. Next fight, Cejudo, Peyton Talbot. This is a tough one. Again, I don't know what I want to take here. You might just have to look in the Discord because I really have no idea what I want to touch in this one. It's kind of a shit fight. But I probably honestly would just take Talbot on the money line, as boring as it is. Or even Cejudo spread. I think I talked about Cejudo spread. That's another one I'm eyeballing. That honestly might be my play here, but I would hate to, get proven wrong and see Cejudo get his fucking head ripped off by Talbot because I really like Talbot a lot, and I don't want to be on the wrong side of that there. Anyway, all right, next fight: Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira. I'm on Tatsuro Taira money line. It's almost at pick 'em odds, so I like it where it is. Next fight: Joshua Van Pantoja. I'm taking the under rounds. I think this fight could be over as soon as the first. If Pantoja is just that much of a big brother to Van. But yeah, I like the under in this fight. I might even just say fight doesn't go the distance. because it wasn't horrible odds for what I remember looking at. And that's probably what I'll actually do. So scratch what I said. I'll take the fight, not going the distance in that fight. And then Merab versus Petr Yan, all the odds suck. I'm just gonna take Merab by decision. I mean, there's nothing really great about it. You either get Merab at minus almost 5-1 odds, or you can get him on a decision for half the price at a little over 2-1. So that's it for those 3 tickets. And then I always do a cycle, just like Matty Bets. I'm sure everyone in the community is very familiar with Matty Bets because you kind of put the cycle parlay on the map. Even though I don't know if he created it, he might have created it. But anyway, what I'll be doing is taking a KO prop, a decision prop, and a submission prop. So, real quick, my decision prop. My decision prop will be. Oh, who do I want to take? Who do I want to take? Who do I want to take? I thought I was gonna cook here, but it's gonna be Tatsuro Taira. Tatsuro Taira decision. My KO prop will be Manuel Torres. And my submission prop will be Nazim Sadikov. And that is my circle parlay. And another parlay, or yeah, another piece I like to do is my spreads. And I haven't seen any of the prices yet, so I'll kind of list what I think the spreads are and kind of where my leans are. So obviously Manchester Abdul League spread's gonna be priced way the fuck out. It's probably gonna be anywhere near his. It's not gonna be as crazy as his money line price, but it's probably gonna be unplayable. So we'll avoid that, and we'll go. I'll take Evo spread, which will probably be 3.5, maybe even 5.5. Maybe they do think he's just slowly gonna starch Evo. I'm gonna take Jalen Turner spread. I'm going to take Sadikov spread, which will be plus money, which I always love taking that, especially when I'm on the side of the underdog. I'm going to take Chris Duncan spread, and I will take Manuel Torres spread if it's at underdog price, and I'll also take Guskov spread. I'll also take Moreno spread, and that's it. That's the only guys I'm touching for the spread ticket. And then there might be some tickets we make here or there. Did you cover your copper lay?
I have not. I haven't come up with anything yet.
Okay.
If I do though, I will most definitely be posting that in the Discord.
Mhm.
I'm honestly thinking about making like a 3-legger. Honestly, let's look at it right now. I'd have to go with something like I'm gonna make a knockout one. I'm gonna do a knockout one. Fuck it.
What?
Fuck it. Give me Chris Johnson.
Chris,
Chris Duncan.
Chris
Chris
Dawson.
Duncan. Tally that up real quick. Do the little parlay shit that they
Okay.
got on there.
Okay. Chris Duncan.
Chris Duncan by knockout.
Okay.
Manuel Torres by knockout.
Torres knockout.
Bogdan Guskov knockout.
Fuck. Okay. So one unit would pay you 31, almost 32 units.
So to put this in perspective as well, is because we already know the copper is going to be over $100. $100 on this 3-leg would pay me over 3,100.
31.17 basically. That's how that works. Or 32.17 because you got to get your money back obviously on the ticket. Anyway, crazy. Good odds there.
Give me that. That's the copper parlay.
You have been spoon fed. Back to the board. Let's round it out. Any last plays, Z? I don't know if I got anything.
I think that's gonna be it for now.
Yeah, things are subject to change. Just know that, like I said, you're only gonna miss out if you don't look for our plays, because everything at the end of the video is everything that we said on this video. But things could change because this is Friday and not Saturday. Fights are Saturday, so shit can change.
Yep.
Guys can pull out. Things will happen. Market's gonna react to the weigh-ins tomorrow. So, or tonight, whatever. So just be ready for things to happen. And if you don't want to miss out, you know where to find us. So, with that being said, we appreciate you guys for sticking around. This is a bit of a long video, but one of our last ones of the year, man. We're about to go on a big hiatus. And speaking of the hiatus, we are gonna we're not gonna tell you what we're doing, but we have some good ideas for what we want to do during this hiatus to kind of revamp some content and to also give you guys something to look forward to in this little break we got going on in between UFC on December 13th and UFC Paramount on January 24th.
Oh,
So
yeah.
pretty gnarly break, but we'll try and keep you guys entertained. We appreciate you guys that are viewing our videos. We're getting a lot of views, but we are not getting subscribers, and we're not getting likes, and we're not getting comments. So don't view and not leave some sort of impression. Those go a long way into helping our channel grow. We really appreciate it if you do that. Especially if you are watching the videos, these longer videos, because we are only doing 2 a week right now. So yeah, we appreciate you guys if you are sticking through these. It means a lot to us because we started this channel earlier this year. We didn't think we would be doing anything near what we're doing right now. Uh,
Yeah.
and we're growing with you guys, and we appreciate you guys that are here. The few that are actually engaging with our stuff, we definitely appreciate it a lot. It's definitely some good feedback. And yeah, we got one more on the year, and then we're on to the next year. So
Yep.
big things are to come for Cozy Boys, that's for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Hmm.
100%.
Hmm.
Like Joe was saying, we appreciate you guys and stay cozy.
Stay cozy. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.